sexuality coach and women's empowerment coach. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be talking to you about what to do when you feel disconnected from your sexuality. So many women enter points in our lives when we feel disconnected from our sexuality. In fact, I'm pretty sure, regardless of gender, everybody does. And the reason for this is often a transition, like maybe you've recently had a baby, or maybe you're in a relationship where you don't feel really attracted to your partner anymore, things like this. Also because you may have encountered some sort of trauma along your path that's unhealed, or even if it wasn't like a big shock trauma or sexual trauma, it might be just the shame that we have in our culture around sexuality and self-pleasure. Even those of us who describe ourselves as really sex positive, there can be a lot of that shame and that judgment kind of unconscious in our psyche that keeps us from our pleasure and our sexuality. So this is the first practice most often that I give women in my practice, in my coaching practice, to reconnect with their bodies and with pleasure. So this is called the vulva hug, and that's exactly what we'll be doing. So I'm going to lead you in about a 5-minute meditation of really being with your vulva. And this is all about being goalless. So it's not about like, where's my pleasure? Which is what we do. We get angry, we get frustrated, and it is so valid to feel that way. All of those emotions are valid when it's like, you know that on the other side there could be this beautiful pleasure and these orgasms, and you're not quite there. So no shame, no judgment there. But this practice is simply going to bring you back into a nurturing relationship with your pussy or vulva or yoni, vagina, whatever you want to call her. And from there, that's when we start to step into more pleasure, when we start to accept and love and be with this part. And I'm going to lead you in a way to do that now. So if you have time, or if you want to bookmark this to watch it later, I'm going to lead you in this meditation. So for this meditation, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes or find a soft gazing point if that feels good in your body. And you're going to bring one hand to your heart, and one hand is going to drape over your vulva. So the heel of your hand is going to be around your pubic bone, and your fingers are going to drape down over your vulva. And if your genitals are not vulva, if you have a penis, if you have any variation in between, you are welcome to use this practice as well. So don't let that deter you. Don't let my language deter you. Settle in. Begin to make contact with your internal world. Beginning to feel your breath. Noticing the places where you're supported by your chair or your couch, your bed, wherever you are. Leaning into that support, letting your shoulders drop, wiggling your jaw. Taking a couple of sighing deep breaths if that feels good to you. Starting to feel the sensations in your body right now. You might notice sensations beneath your hand, in your heart, the beating of your heart, the temperature of your hand. You might notice the relationship between your hand and your genitals. Noticing if you feel any pulsing, tingling. If you don't feel anything here at all, that's totally okay today as well. Letting your hands settle and soften. Breathing deep as though you could breathe all the way down into your pelvic floor, into your genitals. just pretend there's a little elevator in your mind that you can hop into. So feel yourself or see yourself, or just know that you're hopping into that little elevator in your brain. And you're going to take that elevator all the way down to your sacral chakra. You might notice that happening fast, or you might stop in each chakra on the way down. Moving in that elevator down your central channel to your third eye, to your throat, down to your heart space, your solar plexus, and finally to your sacral chakra, to your womb, the energy of your womb, your vagina, your clitoris. Keep your breathing deep and settle your awareness fully into your pelvic bowl, into the feeling of your hand hugging your genitals. Again, you might notice sensation. There might be no sensation, and that is okay. And now I'll have you ask yourself, what guidance does my womb, the energy of my womb, my pussy, my yoni, my genitals, does this space have any guidance or wisdom for me today? Just sitting quietly, feeling the sensations of your body. You might have words or images or a feeling, a knowing that comes up immediately, and don't discount it. Let it be true. Don't second guess it. You may not hear or see anything at all today, and that's okay as well. It can take a while to forge this relationship, but just sit quietly and notice if there is any guidance or even anything that this part of your body wants to do today. And I don't necessarily mean that your genitals want to do something, but it's like, hey, Yoni, what do you want to do today? And she might say something like, rest, dance. Doesn't have to be sexual, although it can be sexual. Stay curious. You can stay here as long as you like. Whenever that feels complete, thanking your genitals, your yoni, your pussy, thanking your womb space if you have one. You can begin to slowly come out of meditation, removing your hands, perhaps taking a deep breath, taking a stretch, moving your body a little bit, and slowly, whenever you're ready, opening up your eyes, coming back to the screen. I recommend that you try this meditation every day. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes a day. If that's too much, try 3 times a week, whatever works for your schedule, but really notice if you're pushing it away and come back to it. I really encourage people to do it every day and just notice what your pussy, your yoni, your genitals, what they want from you, what guidance, what wisdom they have for you. And it's not about feeling sexual pleasure necessarily. You might feel sexual pleasure, and that's awesome, and that can take you to totally different places. Beautiful. But if you don't right away, that's beautiful too, and that's where we want to stay in this acceptance and honoring this place in our body, and really when she asks you or when they ask you to do something, do it if it's within your power. Like if the thing is rest, then schedule a yoga nidra, or do more meditations, take a long bath, schedule some time to daydream and do nothing. We don't do a lot of that. If it's play, then play. If it's move, then move. Like, you get it, right? Like, do the thing. And as you do those things, as you begin to keep these small promises to yourself, you will have a better relationship with this part of your body and more access to sexual pleasure as time goes on. It's really about rebuilding this relationship so that you can honor this part of your body. And then once you're honoring this part of your body, honoring your yeses and your nos and what it needs, that's when you move into awesome sexual pleasure, I promise. So give it a try. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about it. If you want more information about tantric self-pleasure, you can get my free video series below by clicking the link. You can check out my blog there, my Instagram as well, and please subscribe to the channel if you liked this video, and I will see you next Tuesday.